Monster Man. Ah! All right. Booyah. All right, we got a bunch of horror movie reviews for you.
Yes,
good show. Could be a really good show.
Really good show. My hand rhymes. It's a really good show.
Really
Ed Sullivan. Everyone's like, who are they talking about? My hat is in honor of one of tonight's movies. I don't know if you can see it from there. It says Creep.
I'm a creep. So,
my New Year's Day signed hat.
We're going to do a few movies, but we got to start with Creep because this movie is... You're going to be talking about this movie after you see it.
It's creepy!
So Mark Duplass from The League
and The Lazarus Effect
and The Mindy Project is in this movie. So there's only two guys in this movie. A videographer who's been hired to go film this guy who lives like in a mountain house, who's making like a record for his unborn son because he's dying of cancer. So videographer, it's a found footage movie in that everything is filmed.
Yeah.
So
but it was a good device that they used. It made sense. Like a lot of those found footage doesn't make, like, why is the camera on? The guy's being paid to keep the camera on and just follow Mark Duplass just living his life.
And then later in the movie, he's leaving it on as sort of evidence for the cops because he's scared of the guy.
Yeah,
so he's
like, something
I'm going
wrong.
to bed. I'm going to have the camera on, so if he comes up and kills me, you can see who killed me. Like,
right. No, yeah. So I think out of all the found footage movies, I think this is actually one of the more logical approaches.
Well, it's a refreshing take. If you're going to do found footage, you got to do something. Inevitably, you get the why would I still film?
Yeah.
And inevitably, you get the just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This never... There's an element of the found footage for this that makes you feel like you're there.
Well, it's also Mark Duplass's like just creepy stares.
Right.
And
so
sometimes like he looks into that camera and you're like...
Right, if this was just a regular movie, it wouldn't have the effect. When he looks into the camera, you feel like you're on the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
So you're like, and he's like naked in a tub, which we should get to.
Yes, because look, it's a short movie. It's not like crazy horror that you might think of.
It's not.
But there are two moments in this movie that you have to watch because you'll never forget them, and each moment can be summed up by a word. So let's hit the first word there.
Tubby time.
Tubby time.
So,
which is where he wants to be filmed by this guy doing his tub time ritual that him and his father used to do. And while he's naked, strips right down, gets in the tub, he's like fondling the bubbles in a washcloth, pretending
it's like holding a fake baby going, oh, do you like tubby time, my little...
Oh my god.
The thing is, though, this tubby time is like, the guy gets to the house, waits a while, like, and thinks the guy's not going to show up. And then Mark Duplass startles him, brings him in the house, and then immediately gets naked and jumps in the tub for tubby time. And you're like... So, I mean, right off the bat, you're like, okay.
Anything is going here.
So, this movie's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But I guarantee you, tubby time is going to enter into your vernacular.
I mean, I'm using it with anybody who's seen the show. Like Jason Brandt and us have all been tubby time.
Tubby time.
And now the other great thing.
The other one is at some point a werewolf mask is introduced into the movie. And it has a nickname, and the nickname is Peach Fuzz.
I'm Peach Fuzz!
So Mark Duplass ends up with this werewolf mask on, and he's got this song about Peach Fuzz, the mask. And like it's one of those things like where your friend starts doing something silly like this, then it keeps going and gets uncomfortable after a while.
Oh my god, it is highly uncomfortable.
And then also sort of like then later on in the movie, Peach Fuzz becomes a little more menacing even. And you know the minute you see that mask, you're like, oh, this is not going to end well.
No. And then he says, it's this big, elaborate werewolf mask, and he says, oh, it's just something I got in a dollar store. What dollar store do you shop in that you get $200 masks for $1? That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
But just to know what Tubby Time and Peach Fuzz means is worth the trip here. So take the trip to Creepland.
You got to see Creep. Like I said, it's not going to be your top 5 horror movies of all time, but you're never going to stop talking about it. There's crap on Netflix. This is really original, and they're making more movies.
Yeah, the Duplass brothers signed a deal with Netflix to make a series of low-budget horror movies that just have, high-minded concepts, and
that's cool.
This is one of them. So this is the one right off the gate. I'm in. I'm going along.
I'm in. So we would say watch Creep. And then tell us what you thought about it, because I described it as a kooky movie on Twitter after I saw
You
it.
kooky kids in your
It's just
tubby
kooky.
time.
Tubby time, tubby time.
It's awesome. Tubby time us anytime.
Now, I saw another pretty good movie on Netflix that I'd never heard of before. It's from like 2013, and I never would have watched it if. One of the things I love about the Monster Men world is you get recommendations, you give recommendations, and you discover stuff you never would have watched.
Right.
I saw a movie called The Last Days of Mars on Netflix with Liev Schreiber,
Who's a good actor.
Sabretooth from the Wolverine movie and countless other regular movies. He's a Ray Donovan, is that
Ray
right?
Donovan, that's right.
So this is a team, a science team on Mars. They've got one day to go before the ship comes to pick them up. And it turns out one of the people on the crew has discovered a microbe form of life. And then things go wrong. Microbe ends up being more like a 28 days later sort of ragey thing, but
Right.
it kills a person, brings them back, and they're not zombies. They their face changes and they get really, really mean, and they can survive out. And so it becomes kind of like whoever gets turned is like just rampaging to try and kill the people who are alive.
The rage virus.
And then you get infected. So it's kind of, like I said, it's like 28 days later on Mars, but for a Netflix movie I'd never heard of, I was like, well, that's a pretty entertaining little movie there.
I love space, and I love horror. That's my combination. That's right in my wheelhouse.
It's good, and it has a quality actor in it that kind of elevates the whole thing.
Yeah, bad acting can really kill a movie.
Yes.
And that's why so many horror movies are so terrible, because when people look at horror movies, it's a stepping stone for somebody to get their chops in or take their clothes off or whatever. So that's good.
Well, even Mark
someone thinks
Duplass, in Creep, the things he had to do are so ridiculous, but he jumps headfirst in
yeah,
and gives the performance, and his
Well,
performance just carries the movie.
he can pull it off. He's got a face made to be creepy.
I think he looks like real life Quagmire.
Giggity.
Giggity.
What's another movie we can throw out there for the masses?
You saw one I didn't see. It's the Unfriended.
Unfriended, which is
Any good?
It's good. It's a teenage kind of slasher movie. The cool concept for this is it's not found footage per se. You're looking at a girl's computer screen. So it never varies from that. So it's her Skyping with her 4 friends, and then they're jumping on Facebook and they're texting and they're doing everything. So you're just seeing everything through her computer, and it's happening at the anniversary of one of their classmates' suicide murder, because they had filmed her. Someone had filmed her embarrassing herself, drunk, crapping her pants, passing out, put it on YouTube, and then somebody filmed her blowing her brains out, like right after that.
I'm glad I did not grow up with all this technology.
Oh,
I can't
Jesus.
imagine the kind of crap kids are doing with video to each other.
It's bad enough we're putting this out there.
Yeah.
I mean, if we
Every
were young,
week I put up something embarrassing for both of us on YouTube.
No, the movie, if you don't know all this kind of technology, like my wife, she got really hung up on what are they doing there? How can they do that? What's this? And there's a lot of blinking boxes and they're texting, so you got to really follow everything. So if that's your thing, which to me, it's a movie made for teens, but it's got a little viciousness behind it. And I thought it was actually
Try a little viciousness.
Yeah. But I was entertained.
That's good because the commercial didn't do anything for me. So for hearing you say that, it's pretty good.
Well, here's the deal. The characters were so annoying, I was rooting for their deaths.
Ah, I like that.
Because they're annoying teenagers,
That's
on
good.
their social media. So I was very happy to see them go one by one.
That's like the new Fear the Walking Dead show. I'm rooting for all the characters to die.
Oh my God. I'm rooting for that whole show to go away.
That's our review of Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
No.
Don't watch. Read a book. Hey, read The Dover Demon by Hunter Shedd.
Read the actual Walking Dead
I heard
comic
it's
books
good.
before the Walking Dead comes out.
Yeah. Wanted to bring up a podcast because we've been talking about horror podcasts that people should listen to, and one of my favorites, thanks to you introducing me, was Bloody Good Horror.
Good stuff.
They have been around. They're on 340 episodes, I think. They've been around since 2007. It's 5 main guys, but then there's interchangeable people that come and go, and they review one horror movie each episode. They do beer recommendations.
They do the beer recommendation. I got like a word of the week.
The word of the day. They're funny. They're a funny group of guys who really know each other.
And they know their stuff.
Oh, they do.
Sometimes we listen to podcasts and we listen to the guys talking and we're like, these guys have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah. You know, these
guys were like, oh.
They're younger than we are, but...
And that's what I admire, is they're younger than us, but they have an appreciation for the old stuff. They're in touch with the new stuff, and they present really well.
And they're funny as hell.
They're funny as hell.
So, that's my go-to. I listen to them every week. You know,
the only thing I only listen to them if I've seen the movie, even though they're pretty. They'll have like they're kind of spoilery.
They do spoil, but here's the deal: with my brain, I forget. So I can listen to it and go to the movie the next day and go, oh my god, that's right. They said this yesterday, but I forgot it.
Actually, they have a great episode about Creep.
They do.
They did a great one about late phases.
Yep. I mean, just almost every movie we talked about recently, they've done an episode on. So check them out. They're really good.
Bloody good horror.
And also, if you go to the store for horror stuff, Rue Morgue magazine, great magazine to pick up. I have no vested interest in it. But this is one of the better horror ones.
Yeah, you know, I see different horror mags.
Yeah, there's more than ever lately.
Yeah, I'm always like leery as to.
Rue Morgue is Canadian, but it's very well done. That's always been my favorite. And they review books in it.
No kidding, eh?
Which you don't get all the time, eh? Knock to the border. What the hell kind of accent was that?
I have no idea.
Me either.
Pretty good, though.
All right. So now you know what to watch.
There's a few movies for you. And thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next time on
Monster Men.